Good evening, YouTube. What the crap is going on, folks? What the crap is going on? Welcome to the stream. Tell me if you all can hear me, please. Good. This is good. I'm glad you all can hear me. So, it is community night. I hope you all got you some taco krell, because, you know, Taco Tuesday. I didn't have taco krell tonight. I should have. I did eat some taco krell for lunch. Probably shouldn't have. So, how y'all doing? Are you ready? We have a really exciting night for you here. So let me say thanks to Warner and Wicked for helping put some stuff together. They got the schedule up and running, and we're going to have a very special community night. This one is going to be battles from Warhammer lore. So these are going to be based on battles from the Warhammer lore. We've already got people signed up for 5 different battles, I think. Maybe 4. Can't remember. I have the list, and we'll go through it in just a second. Anyway, I think Mrs. Air was going to come say hi, too.
Hey, YouTube.
She doesn't know how to wah, so...
No. I don't know how to walk.
Alright, Mrs. Air and I are actually prepping to do a campaign together. Do you remember the character that I told you you're going to play?
Was it the lady?
Here. Alright, so when Mrs. Air does the campaign with me...
It was like the couple.
I fight for the greater good.
No.
This
Ariel.
world
Alariel.
Alariel.
Yes.
I'm gonna be that chick.
Yes. Better be ready to represent.
Yeah, I don't know how to play. He's gonna have to teach me how to play.
Yep, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Alright.
Alright. See ya.
So, community night. Even had a Mrs. Air appearance here, so the whole community, even the Air family community. Don Shield, thanks for the 2. Hello, Mrs. Air. I'll tell her you said hi. She didn't want to stick around for the whole stream tonight, but she is, I think, going to do a stream with me one night. Hopefully you all would enjoy that. So, here's what we're going to do. We have some awesome battles coming up. You gave her a harder start. Well, I mean, Tyrion's right next door. I'm going to be able to help her.
This world.
She wanted to play as one of the female characters, so I gave her the choices, and she really did not like Marathi. I can't imagine why, you know, she wasn't into Marathi. Something about, you know, probably the excessive lack of clothing and the constant depravity and other stuff like that, but I don't know, it just wasn't her cup of tea. In any case, Ungram, thanks for the 5. Yeah, no, not Marathi. Here we go. So, community night. Let me announce the battles real quick. I'm going to tab over. So, battle number 1. There are 4 battles. The first battle is going to be the Battle of Phanuval Plains. Okay? The Battle of Phanuval Plains. So, let me give you... I couldn't find a background on every battle, but I did a quick Google search just for fun, so that we could have a little bit of background on some of these battles. We are not going to do a perfect recreation of each one, but we will be playing them. Reptile, thanks for the 5 pounds. It says Mrs. Air didn't like Mazda. The skink seemed unimpressed. Well, I mean, it depends. I mean, I don't think Mazda Mundi's a female character, but I don't know. He's a toad, and I mean, they can bend both the genders sometimes, I think, in certain frog families. So I don't know. Maybe it works out that way. I'm not going to assume Mazdamundi's gender. Maybe that's my problem. Anyway, Reptile, thanks for the 5. Ungram, thanks. Dawn Shield, thanks. Let's talk through the battles real quick. Crap, hang on. I got to tab over here. All right, the Battle of Phanuval Plain. I don't know if I'm saying it right. I'm going to go ahead and host, so the players for this battle can start joining while I give the background. The game name is Air's Community, and the password is 1. The players have already been chosen, so if you have been chosen for this battle, please join. If you have not, please don't. If you want to join the Discord. We will get you. Oh crap! I did it wrong. I gotta rehost as a spectator. Host battle. Host a spectator. Okay. There we go. Host a spectator, and I believe the map was Shimmer Sword, something like that. Hold on. I gotta pick the right map real quick. Here it is. Shimmer's Ward. Okay. Background. The Battle of the Phanuval Plain. It was a major event held on Safri's Phanuval Plain between the High Elves and the Dark Elves, alongside the forces of Chaos. In the year 139 of the 11th Phoenix King, the fate of Oathborn hung in the balance once more. The Dark Elf army was large beyond counting, bolstered both by fell allies from the Old World and by the Witch King's terrible sorceries. Yet the High Elves possessed the courage of desperation. They knew that defeat here would doom not only their land, but also the fate of the entire world. So the fate of the entire world is at stake here. So, the folks on the teams, I didn't actually announce their names, but it looks like we have most of them already in, but it is going to be, we're going to have Team 1 as Reptile King as the High Elves, Semperfi 616 as Avalorn, and then Team 2 is Sergeant Dawnshield as Dark Elves, and then Veracity as Norska. So that is the setting for the battle. Let me get back to my YouTube chat. And we are just missing Veracity. Is Veracity out there? Let's see who else made it here. Wicked is here tonight. Ah, there's Veracity. I don't know if we have Warner with us yet. I know he was working with me earlier. If he's not here, I'll bet he will be here soon. They are getting their armies ready. Their armies were selected ahead of time by Warhammer Cup rules. Okay, so the armies were selected ahead of time, Warhammer Cup rules. So we're not going to try and perfectly recreate it, but we're theming these after actual Warhammer battles. So again, the fate of the High Elves rested on whether or not they achieved victory here against a huge Dark Elf host that was supported by the forces of Chaos, in this case being represented by Norska. Norska. Anyway, yeah, they're getting their armies all set. So we will be ready to go here in just a moment. And as far as the other battles, I'll just give you guys a quick preview. Well, actually, I'm going to respond to this real quick. Rudy, thanks for the 10. It says, can't stay, but here you go, Air. Have a good stream. We will have a good stream. It's going to be absolutely awesome. Rudy, thank you so much for the support. I wish you could stay for the stream, but it will be uploaded as a VOD. And I will probably show some of these as a replay video as well, like I've been doing, where I highlight a couple of the battles from each community night during the week. So if you don't get to see it, please come back, Rudy. Thank you for the 10. I hope whatever you're doing, that you have a good night. We'll miss you here, but thanks for the support. Appreciate you dropping through. Alrighty. I think we're almost ready. I think Veracity's just getting his army set up, and then I think everybody else is ready to go because, like I said, they had to pre-select the armies. How's it going, everyone? Hope everybody's doing well. I'm excited. I think it is it not? No, hang on. They're saying it's the wrong map. No, I think this is the right map. Let me check. It says map is Shimmer's Ward for the Battle of Phanuval Plains. All right. Again, thank you to Warner. Thank you to Wicked for getting things set up tonight. And thank you for everybody who volunteered to participate. I am super excited. I was going to participate, but we had enough volunteers, and I wanted to leave space open for you all as always. But yes, I will make sure that I do participate in some of the community nights. This is not just meant to be me sitting back, but like I said, I'm trying to get as many of you all involved as I can. So let's see. I'm gonna start saying hi to folks. There's Warner. All right, what's going on, Warner? Thanks for it, man. Appreciate it. You too, Wicked. You guys give Warner and Wicked some thanks in the chat. These guys helped me out a whole lot because I was very busy today. It was difficult for me to even get stuff. Like last night I was setting up the stream and uploading my video, and we had this huge thunderstorm and it knocked out the power and it stayed out most of the night, so I couldn't upload my video and I couldn't get the stream set up. And I woke up this morning, got ready to go to work, and I drove down the hill and there was a tree across the road, so I couldn't get out of my neighborhood. So I had to come home, get my work computer set up, and I'm trying to get caught up on meetings and everything else. And at the same time, I was trying to get some things worked out, and Warner and Wicked took over, which was a huge help because then I had to head into work. Ooh, this is a good setting. I like this. It definitely screams Ulth 1. The Fenouval Plain. This is a good call. It's a good call. Super excited. I'm actually glad my internet's working today. Like, the storm hit so hard last night that I was worried the internet wouldn't do good. And also, you all let me know if the sound balance is right. Okay? If the game sound starts to get too loud, hit me up in chat, okay? Please do. Yeah, that chair is a perfect blend. It is. It looks like it's like connected to my shoulder. It's ridiculous. Well, it's partly because MSI sent me the chair. Since they sponsor me, I try and represent them on stream, you know. I just want to pay them back. Yeah, they sent me the chair. I'm going to have details on it. I had a really nice office chair that I used, and it was spectacular. And I was like, yeah, you know, I wasn't totally sold that a gaming chair was, because, you know, gaming chair really, is there, anyway. The chair doesn't enhance my gaming, obviously. It's not like my frames per second went up or my clicks per minute. It's the biggest thing about this chair that I really, really like. Number one, it sits up straighter, which is good for streaming because you kind of want to be almost forward a little bit. And you can adjust it, of course. I mean, heck, look. We can go, like, full-on, like, kick back, like we're on the flight or something, you know? It adjusts a whole bunch, but I like it sitting forward quite a bit. Makes it a lot easier to commentate, and it has this lumbar support that is absolutely freaking fantastic. Probably because I'm an old man, and I spend most of my day screaming at people to get off my lawn. So... I know, Regina, how did you not end up in this battle? You are Avalorn. Regina, did you help him pick these scenarios? I think they told me that you might be joining. Let's go look at the armies, by the way. So, for the High Elves, we're gonna... Ooh, Sisters of Avalorn. Holy mackerel. 3 sisters. An Eagle, a Flamespire Phoenix, the Fireborn, and a Dragon Prince. Holy crap, man. This army is... got some serious damage component to it. And they're obviously meant to support Avalorn here, and Avalorn has the infantry component. So, as we see here, there's a Great Eagle. There are 2 Great Eagles. Wow. And it's Techless. Techless has Net, an Enfeebling Foe, and Flock of Doom. Let's see. For Alariel, she's going to have the Star of Avalorn, Earthblood, and Shield of Thorns. We do have a Tree Man, and a whole crap ton of White Lions, along with some Dryads on the flank. Gonna be some Treekin, and then we have a Noble on horse, which is anti-large focused, of course. Over here in the woods, we got some sneaky Dark Elf action. There's gonna be a Shade with dual weapons, so anti-infantry bonus, armor-piercing missiles at decent range. And then we're gonna have a Dark Rider over here. So that is Dawn Shield's army. And let's look at the combined forces of Chaos and the Dark Elves. Are going to be Bleak Swords, Dread Spear. Here, hold on. We're going to do this right. I'm going to zoom in, give you all a proper introduction to the army. We got Bleak Swords, Dread Spears, Blackguard. We've got the Death Hag here. Ooh. We're going to have the Chill of Sontar. And then that's where the forces of Norska start. Let's take a look at the rest of these here. Holy Dark Shards. There are 4 Dark Shards, a Supreme Sorceress, Lore of Death. She is going to have Doom and Darkness and Spirit Leech, as well as Aspect of Dread Knight. That allows you to make a unit cause terror. There is a Reaper Bolt Thrower, and then there are some Armored Skin Wolves back here. 2 units of Famir Warriors with great weapons. A couple of Marauder Champions, a front line of Marauders, Wulfric the Wanderer, a Shaman Sorcerer Lore of Metal. This is going to have Searing Doom, Final Transmutation, and it looks like Plague of Rust. It's going to be 2 Norscan Ice Wolves out on the flank as well. And Wulfric is on a chariot. He has the Sword of Torgald and I believe his Viking ship. Yes, he does, amongst a couple of other things. So the Reaper Bolt Thrower is going to open the battle with some salvos here, and you can see the Shades with dual weapons get some really nice shots out here on the flank. Looks like the Eagle is headed out there. So the Battle of Fanuval Plains is underway. Eldrin of the Mist, thanks for the 2. He says, I have a question for you. If you can QA and can you QA in chat? I mean, you can always ask me a question in chat. So if you get a question, let me know. If I see it, I will get to it. It's kind of hard to while I am commentating, but I will do my best. Anyway, let's see how the battle unfolds. Those Shades with dual weapons getting some very solid work done here versus the Dryads, though their missiles admittedly would be better against an armored target, but they're still causing significant damage. The Dark Riders decide to get out of that fight. They're actually going to go for a rear charge on the back of these Lions. I don't know if that's going to be a great move. That's probably a little bit over their head. There's quite a bit of lag at the moment, but we're going to play through it. It should be fine. It's not too bad, actually. Just a little bit of hang-up lag here and there. This happens when you play 2v2 from time to time. And then I'm streaming as well. Oh man, those Sisters of Avalorn. 3 units of Sisters. I do like how they're spread out a little. However, these big gaps in the lines, they'll have to be careful because, oh, the Wanderer here, he can get his way through there. So some people have asked how the Ogre faction will play like, and I had an idea on how to test an army of large humanoid monsters. Yeah, I don't know how they're going to play out, but I think they're almost a sure thing, Eldrin. I think they will be pretty much a sure thing in Game 3. Alright, so here comes the White Lions versus the Norscan front. Dryads as well. Dryads ought to do okay versus Marauders. Holy mackerel, we're under the map. Oh, Wulfric gets netted. Teclis drops the hammer on Wulfric. Oh boy. Oh boy, it's on. The High Elves indeed desperate to save their island, and Wulfric is about to be wandering the shores of the River Styx if he doesn't get out of there very, very quickly. It looks like the White Lions are owning the front lines. Joe B, thank you for the 25. He says, to another great community game night. Love these streams. Well, Joe B, thank you. We love having you here. Thank you so much for the support. That is incredibly generous. You are a very, very awesome supporter. Thank you for being here tonight. Let's go over here. Joe, I will chat at you some more here in just a second. I'm going to continue commentating the battle. Don't take offense by me jumping right back in. We got the Chill of Sontar and a Tree Man here. And that Chill of Sontar now becoming the subject of some attention from the Sisters. And then he gives the Sisters some unwanted attention as well. Not quite the right angle, but he did get a bit of a breath attack in there. So we have a pretty gruesome fight going on here. Those Blackguard are slicing their way through everything there, along with the help of the Famir warriors with great weapons. They ought to be pretty good at wrecking everything, and the Chill of Sontar has now gotten to some of the Sisters. There is a Phoenix Guard back there. Over here, it looks like the Elves in pretty good shape. There's fire coming in. I like the play from the flank here with the Shades of dual weapons, but that Eagle's going to get into him. I don't know, though. An Eagle may not like fighting that if they don't have great armor. We'll see. We'll see. So the Dark Elves winning the flank over here. The Death Hag. Gotta love the Death Hag. Actually, you don't. She's really gross. But here she is on her Cauldron of Blood. Literally standing atop a Cauldron of Blood. That's pretty gross. Chill of Sontar is not in a place in life where it's going to be happy. The Tree Man is forced out by the Reaper Bolt Thrower and Blackguard. At the same time, the Chill of Sontar is sent packing by the Sisters of Avalorn. And so the desperate fight for the fate of Ulthuan continues. The Fireborn and the Sisters back after the Wanderer, who was sent packing rather early, and he's come back for more. He doesn't have much more in him. He's about to have to trade this chariot in and look for the next model in the afterlife. So Wulfric is down, and the Dark Elves are left to their own without his support any longer. We have Sisters of Avalorn that are going unchallenged in the back of the battlefield, and I have to imagine that that is going to have consequences for the Dark Elves. Look at that, those Shades did end up fighting pretty well over here. I'm actually surprised that the Eagle did that much, to be honest. But it could have been by help from the Dark Shard, so I could be wrong altogether, I don't know. These Dryads ought to be able to do some good damage over here if they can last long enough. Their leadership may be a little too low, but if they get into a fight and start doing well, we'll see. The Flamespire Phoenix is trying to get a hold of some Dark Shards as well, but this regrouped Dark Shard back here is making it pay for that. And the Reaper Bolt Thrower has been well positioned back from the battle and causing a ton of damage. We've got quite the brawl going on, but it is swinging in favor of Team Lothern, so if you all are looking for the overthrow of Lothern here, you better get in the chat, and you better start rooting for the dark side. However, if you are on Team Avalorn Lothern, then you're probably enjoying this right now. Holy mackerel. These Blackguard are netted, being attacked by Dryads and Treekin, as well as shot by Sisters. Yeah, the Treekin right in the middle of the Blackguard. Let's see what we got going on here. So Alariel in good health. One of our old Teclis boy. Teclis is alive and well. Oh, the Death Hag now has the attention of the Sisters. Looks like that Reaper's after Alariel, but I don't know if it has enough ammo left to kill her. And the Death Hag is going to have to deal with Phoenix Guard and Sisters of Avalorn, and this is not a place where they want to be. I mean, if the Death Hag is that kind of into that type of debauchery, right, like pain and suffering, then probably in the right place. Yeah, the Death Hag is gone. Toast. And that is going to finish the battle. The battle for the Fenouval Plain goes in favor of the defenders, the High Elf defenders, and Lothern is saved by its most stalwart defenders. Lothern is saved, folks. I'm going to let you look at the stats for just a second. I'll be right back. I got to check on something real quick. I will be right back. If you are in Battle 2, get ready. And I'm going to actually tab over before I step away and tell you all who is in Battle 2. First of all, thank you to the players in Battle 1. That was fantastic. Battle 2 is going to be the Battle of Anguish. And it's going to be Baron von Boot and Wicked as the Wood Elves up against the Dwarves. Or sorry, the Beastmen. I said Dwarves because I saw Ungram Iron Fist, but it's our community player. So it's going to be the Beastmen, the Warherd of the Shadow Grave, and Beastmen. So Baron von Boot, Wicked, Ungram, and Chef Stone, you all are on deck. Get yourselves ready. I'll be right back, folks. All right, I thought Mrs. Air was still here. I guess she'd gone to the store and the little ones were out of bed, so I heard a bunch of, heard the battle going on out in the hallways. Hopefully we got the next players stepping in. The game is still hosted. I've got to save the replay real quick, so give me just a second. Let's rename that. So this was the Battle of... Hang on, what was it? Fenouval Plains. Alright, Battle of Phanuval Plain. Got it. Alright, so the next battle, and let's take a look at the stats here real quick. So Dawn Shield, sorry, I gotta get my chat back up too so I can see the chat. Y'all bear with me here. Alright, Battle of Phanuval Plains, there we go. Alright, we need to remake the lobby. There we go. Multiplayer, host as spectator. Alright, if you are in the second one, you all jump in. Okay, so the second one is going to be the Battle of Anguish. And it says the Battle of Anguish was a conflict that was the culmination of events between Ariel, the Mage Queen, and Morgur, the Corruptor, as they continuously fought for the fate of Athel Loren. So this one is going to be a thematic battle between the forces of the Beastmen and the forces of the Wood Elves. So we're going to have Arguelon and Wood Elves versus Beastmen and Warherd of the Shadowgave. And the players that I am looking for here, again, I'll just go name the players. I think we have one already joined. It was Ungram, but so this one's going to be Baron Von Boot and Wicked, and then Ungram and Chef Stone. So you all come jump on in. Thinking Sebity's either Chef Stone or he's subbing. Mr. Woof Woof. Alright, Sebity's subbing. Perfect. Alright, so we need Baron Von Boot. So Baron Von Boot, we're looking for you. The game is Airs Community. The password is 1, just the number 1. I think he crashed because the bugged lobby too. Alright, so our last person is attempting to join. I need to get the map correct, so we're going to the King's Glade. This is going to be a King's Glade. What y'all think of the first battle? Was it fun? I thought it was fun to do these. I thought it was a pretty entertaining battle too. Thank you to the players who participated. Yeah, a lot of people wanted a lore-friendly night, and that's what we're doing here tonight. So I figured this would just be a fun way to do things. Alright. Get back my chat. I need more screens. You know what? I'm gonna put the chat on that screen, and there we go. Who needs to see my broadcaster anyway? Okay, folks, I can't see my broadcaster. So if something is wrong with the sound, or it starts freaking out or something like that, I don't know. So you're gonna have to tell me. I want to be able to see my chat at the same time as some of this other stuff. Okay. I need another monitor somehow. I don't know how you could possibly need 3 monitors, but I apparently do. All right. So the Battle of Anguish is about to get underway. I think it's bugged because it didn't load in. Rehost. Alright, I'm gonna quit Warhammer and reload just to be safe. And then rehost. Thank you very much, CA. Can we get some CA please in chat? They really do have some bugs to still work out. Don't get me wrong, the game is very fun, but the deployment bug, oh, it still drives me crazy. Still drives me crazy. CA please. CA please. All right, let's see here. Holy Pilgrim. Holy Pilgrim. Thank you so much for the 50, Pilgrim. What are you doing? Says, hope you guys are having a great time. Can't join tonight, but I can send my energy. Holy crap. You guys send some energy back to Pilgrim in the chat. Spam out whatever you want. Bugmans, some kind of emoji for energy. Thanks. Whatever you want. Pilgrim, thank you so much, man. If you can't join us, I hope you get to check out the replay. You know we love having you here. So Airs community, password still 1. Let's let everybody rejoin. I heard another door close. I gotta check on the young ones again just real quick. Hold on a second. Alright. Pilgrim, thank you again. Looks like we were getting everybody rejoined. Now I don't even have a... Oh, I hosted it wrong. Spectator. Stupid host a spectator. Alright, there we go. Now I've hosted properly. I was away too. Couldn't see you all yelling at me. I gotta go pick the King's Glade here. Alright. So, Ariel. What do you all know about Ariel? I don't know anything about her. How come they haven't put her in the game? Do you all think she's gonna make it in the game? The Wood Elves only have Durthu and Orion. They really need some love. And I feel like the High Elves actually need a few more units too. They probably have enough Lords. I say that, there's a couple more Lords they could have too. But I mean, they have 4, so I won't complain. They could certainly use a few more units. But I'd love to see the Wood Elves get some more Lords and units. No, Ariel is not a mermaid. That's Ariel. That would be the wrong make-believe universe, but if you're into red-headed mermaids, then I guess it's the right one. Alright, Regina says she's the queen of Athel Loren, the other avatar of Isha. She's got butterfly wings. Apparently CA thinks she never fights, so they didn't put her in, but that's not true. Alright, folks. CA, please. CA, please, into the comments. Wait, the comments would be over here. No, here. Wait, how's it the same direction? Over here. Somewhere where it's at. I don't know where to point. We're missing one. You know where our person is that missing? Who's missing? Maybe he had to restart the game again. My game crashes every time. Okay, Baron Von Boot will be right back. Give us just a second, folks. It happens. It's live. This is the nature of live entertainment. I can feel my kids still bouncing around in the other room, of course. The second Mrs. Air steps out is the night that they don't go to sleep. beetle mount would be awesome. Oh, don't tell Regina that. I think she feels like that's the wrong mount for Alariel. Alright, let's do this. King's Glade, the Battle of Anguish. The forces of the Wood Elves. And the culmination of a long-fought feud with the Beastmen for control of Athel Loren. This time, the armies meeting at King's Glade. Wow, that deployment zone. Get a lot to work with there on the red side. Little heirs are scheming. Oh, they're always scheming. Love those boys, but man, they can run wild. I don't see them up though. All right, let's see. They skitter leaped. Oh man. They could be behind me, because there's a big green screen and I wouldn't know it. Nope, we're good. Their door's shut. Air, what time is it? For me, it is 8:38. 8:38. We are loading into the Battle of Anguish. The battle will be much more fun than it sounds, by the way. Oh yeah. Got the Beastmen forces over here. On the other side of the glade. Woo, Firebark Elders. Durthu. Gotta love it. Got to love it. Alright, let's jump out real quick. Check out some of these different forces. So we have the Warherd of the Shadowgave, and we've also got the Beastmen. Let's see who the leaders are for each faction real quick. So we're going to have Morgur the Shadowgave. He's not leading the Warherd of the Shadowgave? What? Or are they both Morgur? It's not against the rules for tonight. Where the heck is he? Hang on, here he is, hidden back over here. Yeah, it's 2 Morgur, double Morgur. He cloned himself. Such is the power of Beastmen. Shamans. Shaman or Beast. So we've got double Morgur trouble. Alright, hold on. I gotta slow down the pan here. So we're gonna have the Butchers of Kalkengard. Let's see here. We got Ungor herds. Ungors. Lots of Ungors. Lots of Ungors. More Corval Juniors over here. Got some Minotaurs. Yeah, so that was a whole bunch of Ungor herds and Ungor spears. Morgur the Shadowgave. Back here we have a Razor Gore Chariot. Let's take a look over here. We got some Ungor Raiders. This is a lot of Ungors. A whole heck of a lot of Ungors. Let's see. Harpies. Oh, look at this. Look at this, folks. Look at it. They're about to be a mess on this flank immediately. We've got a Wild Hunters of Kurnos deployed right in the middle of 2 Warhounds with poison and 2 Centaurs. This fight is... oh, it's not going to be good for the Wood Elves. So Argolon has the Hunters of Kurnos and the Wild Riders, and they're both thinking to Vanguard deploy here. That's going to get ugly real fast. We got some Glade Riders there. And look at the deployment here all over the battlefield. Got a Spellsinger, Lore of Beast, a Spellsinger, Lore of Life, Treekin, the Firebark Elders, 2 more Wild Riders. Look at this. This forest is just a ruse. And then look at the deployment back here. War Dancers, Tree Man, Durthu, Spellsinger. Yeah, Eternal Guard. We got a Forest Dragon right here in the middle. Sisters of the Thorn in the back. Hawk Riders. What? We got all kinds of Hawk Riders. We got over here Dryads in the woods right across from some Chaos Warhounds. So, and let's see, for the other Morgur, he's got a bunch of Ungor herd, including the Blackhorn Ravagers. He's got a Cygor. This coloring for the the Shadow, the Warherd of the Shadowgave really looks like dairy cows. It cracks me up. So there's the Bray Shaman, Lore of Beast. What kind of spells are we looking at? Transformation of Caden. And is that Curse of Unrare? Yes, it is. They are looking to take away melee attack and accuracy. Is there no Shaman? Whoa. Hang on, no Shaman? Is the Shaman forward deployed, maybe? Vanguard deployed? I always say forward deployed. Vanguard. I make up my own words that don't really exist. No Shaman. No Shaman from 70. Okay. Well, we're going to be in for a crazy battle right off the bat. There's going to be 2 huge fights on the flanks immediately. Two huge flanks and a Whomping Willow. That's a good name for Durthu. Durthu is also the Whomping Willow. I like how these guys don't know they're deployed right next to each other. You can just see like the Wild Riders sitting like, hey Frank, you smell something? Nah, you're crazy, man. How does this happen, CA? This is gonna be a mess right when the battle starts. Who do y'all think's gonna win this? I don't think there's any way that the 2 riders can pull it off with that much poison. Maybe just head-to-head with the Centaurs. 24-26. Right, Wild Riders have pretty solid melee attack and weapon strength. But they're gonna get poisoned, and that takes a hit on weapon strength, I think, and leadership, and speed. Is it weapon strength, leadership, speed? I know it's leadership, speed. I'm pretty excited for this. The other flank is Dryads across from the Warhounds. Looks like the Wood Elves have moved up their deployments. So the Hawkeyes and the King's Glade is just absolutely packed. Packed with units. Let's check out the Firebark Elders and some of these War Dancers. So the battle should be starting momentarily. I think all the players have gotten their forces deployed, so the Battle of Anguish. I'm gonna have some fun here and I'm just gonna venture a guess. The Beastmen have to deal with the dragon. Can they deal with the dragon? They have some archers. They have some Minotaurs. They really, I mean, they have a few Centaurs here and there, but none of them have great weapons. I think a dragon is going to be fairly difficult for the Beastmen to deal with, albeit not impossible. The Hawk Riders are going to be an interesting one because there are quite a few archers from the Beastmen, and I think that they're going to be glad they brought them. I hear people readying up, so I'm going to go ahead and move out here to the flank. There's about to be some action going down here. I think 3 people have readied up, so we're just waiting on the 4th. Here comes the killing. Here comes the killing. We're just waiting on 1 person, so it can't be more than 60 seconds here. All are reduced by poison. Weapon strength, armor, piercing damage, and speed. Okay. Speed was not leadership then. Ooh. Alright, we should only be a few seconds away. Here it goes! Immediate brawl! Here comes the second Wild Rider, immediately reinforcing. We'll see. If that second Wild Rider made a surrounding move, maybe? Oh my goodness, they're getting wrecked. They're getting mega wrecked. 1-1. Oh yeah, they're dying in droves here. Alright, so the Wild Hunters of Kurnos are just gonna escape at the expense of their friends. So a loss there for the Wood Elves early. Let's go back over to the main part. There's definitely some lag happening right now. Hopefully that'll clear up. Yeah, pretty good amount of lag right now. Tis the nature of live events, though, folks. Tis the nature. Like I said, we will be taking some of the replays and showing them throughout the week as well, in case you want to see them in all of their cinematic glory. Ooh, those God Rays. Ooh. Someone's summoning a little manticore action. There's the manticore summon. Back here. Yep, so we got the feral manticore. Ooh, that manticore's got a heck of a lot of hawk riders to deal with. Here comes all the dryads. Dryads ought to do very nicely, as well as war dancers, except for these minotaurs here. If Durthu can help deal with the minotaurs or the firebark elders. Let's kind of check out this fight. So the Warherd of the Shadowgate is out of position right now. They're gonna have to hurry over, and they very well could get here in time. They have to hurry over, and the Hawk Riders having to deal with that Manticore. There's another Manticore summoned here. It's Manticore time, folks. Awakening the Wood here. Trying to slow down the Razorgore Chariot, but it didn't quite work. It's a good try. That initial cavalry blob there is now running loose. Some more Treekin being held in reserve. The Beastmen getting shellacked pretty hard here, pretty quickly. However, some of their forces will probably get a chance to regroup. But they did get beaten pretty quickly. All these Hawk Riders and the Dragon need to get over here, because if not, the Warrior of the Shadowgate is going to completely overrun the infantry forces, I think. Yep, here comes the Centigores and the Warhounds. Those Treekin still just kind of hanging back in the woods. Looks like they're charging into the back of this fight. They're going to hit the War Dancers. There's a lot of units here. Another Centigore charging in, and another. Here's one of the Chaos Spawn summons. It's going to be into the Tree Man, who is now very, very bogged down in a pretty tricky fight. There's a lot of archers all over the battlefield for the Beastmen, and if the Wood Elves don't take care of those archers, I think they're going to be in a world of hurt, and that they don't really have a lot of great units for taking care of the archers at the moment. The Hawk Riders have positioned themselves above the infantry fight and appear to be shooting Centigores, maybe the Minotaurs there. There's a lot of routing units for the Beastmen coming out of this fight. Anything in this blob right here has not gone well for the Beastmen right now. The Blade Lord on the Dragon just took a vomitrocious shot at a bunch of Gorbulls down here. Some Minotaurs with shields. Here, another Manticore summon. This battle is absolutely crazy. I almost can't even tell what's going on. It is such a ferocious blob of units. Got a Chaos Spawn back here. He needs to get into battle. The Tree Man is getting absolutely wrecked. Durthu is trying to get rid of some of these archers, but now he's also going to be the focus of a lot of fire. He has a lot of armor, but he's a big target. He's easy to hit. And so the archers will be pretty effective for their cost of pulling him down. So Durthu not in a good place. Like I said, the Beastmen archers are a huge problem. I kind of feel like the Hawk Riders need to get over here and start dive bombing archers before the Lords die. Because this fight over here, I mean, they've been holding out. The Wood Elves have been holding out rather well, actually. I don't know if they can continue to do so, because they have a lot more Ungor Herd and some Chaos Spawn summons. But the Firebark Elders, going to be a pretty tough unit here. There's a Forest Dragon for support, so the Beastmen infantry here is probably going to struggle to do anything about the dragon, and it's going to spread terror. Very, very ferocious fight going on over here right now. Ooh, look at that, the dragon is after Mortar. Let's see, is there pressure? Yep, the Hawk Riders have come and tried to get the archers, but there's infantry support, and there's a regrouped Butchers of Kalkengard. Joe B says, thanks for the 25 minutes. He's got to call it a night, Air. And chat, good luck to the players. Blood for the Blood God. Joe B, all this blood is for you. Thank you for being such an amazing supporter of the channel. Appreciate the 25. Oh boy, Durthu is in trouble. Durthu is in trouble. Joe B, you're fantastic. Have a good night, sir. Oh boy. Yeah, a little bit of lag right now too. Durthu is out of the fight. The forces of the Beastmen really doing well over here, and we're gonna have to just see what it looks like. There's still a lot of Glade Riders and other units here left for the Wood Elves, but do they have enough infantry to hold out here? They've got a few War Dancers. The War Dancers, not a lot of kills in the War Dancers, surprisingly. I would have thought they would have done very well here. Looks like the dragon is dropping in on this fight. He's trying to help finish off the Chaos spawn. So again, big fight here, and the terror caused by the dragon should be a big deal. The routing beastmen units could get picked off by all this mobile units. They have really got to take care of these archers. These archers are going to cause tremendous damage. Because they still have to deal with Morgur and a Gorbul as well. That's going to be challenging. Morgur is very tanky. There's 2 Morgurs. And they're in very nice health. Just going to check it out here and see what the Hawk Riders are doing. Hawk Riders have armor-piercing weapon strength. So that's actually kind of good to know. So against an armored unit, they might be able to dive bomb fairly well. Look at this, 3 Ungor Raiders there, another one here, and there are Ungor Spears now moving in to support the fight as well. The dragon is in very rough shape. I just don't know if the Wood Elves have enough on the ground to hold out here. The 2 Spell Singers are still here, so you could potentially see healing if they have enough magic. Oof, the dragon. It's just going to have to back up. Those archers are just completely dominating the fight right now. I'm shocked how long the Wood Elves are holding out on the ground here, but it won't matter if they can't get rid of these archers before the damage is done. There's also a Cygor who is moving in, so I don't think the Wood Elves have enough power to turn this thing around. I think that Ariel and her forces will succumb in the Battle of Anguish, and indeed it will be Anguish, as it looks like the woods of Athel Loren will be overrun in King's Glade. The woods of Athel Loren will be overrun by the Beastmen, corrupted with chaos, and all types of fell things happening in the woods as the Beastmen run all over. The beast paths will be expanded this day. So Sebedy, Swooty, and Ungram bringing the pain to Baron von Boot and Wicked, or Mr. Woof Woof in this case, I think. Fun armies, though. I like the Hawk Riders as like kind of an aerial support. This was definitely an army that was meant to do a fair bit of range damage and skirmishing with some different support here from the 2 Spell Singers. The damage component was obviously, this is a glass cannon army, right? You have a high damage component, but it can fall apart easily if it ends up in too much melee. And then Baron von Boot with Durthu managed to get some kills, but got too overextended into those archers. The Tree Man, the Treekin, again, love the build here with Argwalon, definitely sporting some of the Tree Spirit units. Lots of fun from Baron von Boot. Glad you got to play in this one too, by the way. Hey, Bob Fleming, thanks for the €5. He says, a longtime viewer, just joined the Discord, can hopefully get involved in the future. I'm a campaigner, though. Hey, you can always be involved, man. We like campaign around here too. We like it here. If you got involved in the Discord, if you want to find someone to play a multiplayer campaign with, or you just want campaign advice, you can go post screenshots from the campaign, get tips, whatever. We welcome campaign as well as multiplayer folks, and hopefully you are enjoying the Discord. Thank you for the €5 shirt, sir. And Joe B, thanks overall for the 50 tonight from Joe B, and then same thing from Pilgrim. Definitely appreciate you guys. Definitely appreciate you. Anyway, so that was a good one. Ungram, Sebedy, Baron, and Mr. Woof Woof. I gotta go save that battle. I'm gonna rehost. So I'm gonna rehost the battle first. So battles, multiplayer battle host as spectator. Alright, so the battle is hosted for the next group, and I forgot to announce the next group before I hopped on this one. Alright, so the next one, let's get my Discord pulled back up. So the next battle is the second battle of Cedar Fields. I could not find any background on this one, so if you all know the background of the Battle of Cedar, is it Cedar or Cedar Fields, let me know. But this is going to be Regina as Bretonia, and Captain Mango as Bordelot versus Green Star as Musion, and Persco as the Vampire Count. So Regina, Captain Mango, Green Star, and Persco, come join the game, please. And we're going to see the Battle of, I'm going to call it Cedar Fields for now until someone tells me different. I looked for some background on this one, but I was not able to find it. If you have it, I would love to see it. All right, let me get back in the game here. I'll be right back, folks. Gonna turn my fan on. It's community night, and it's hot. Gets hot on community night. Air's computer is a furnace. Regina isn't playing Avalor. This is actually Cheddar Fields. It's where the vampires want their French cheese. I like it, Regina. I saw your comment. I thought it was serious for a minute, and then I saw the Cheddar Fields, and I was like, very, very good. Hang on, how is it spelled? Good battle, battle old school, promise. Saren Fields. Okay, hold on. I want to go find the background on it real quick. Give me a second. Battle of Saren. Hang on, did I see it? Hang on. Ceren Fields. Battle of Saren Field, Warhammer Wiki. Alright, you guys ready? Here's the background. So the Battle of Saren Field. In the year 476, King Louis the Righteous led his army against a foe that was once his own kin. The Red Duke's undead hordes sowed wreck and ruin across his former lands, giving no quarter, and using the dead to swell his army yet further. Louis took solace in a prophetess known as Isabeau, who advised him to face the vampire at Saren Field, where the armies of Bretonia could charge without obstruction and trample the Duke's undead. I think my broadcaster screwed up while I was... Alright, I think the stream is back alive. Did it cut off whenever I was reading the description of the battle? If so, let me know. I'll read it again. I gotta get the map correct real quick. Hold on. The map is... Battle of Saren Field is Brionne. Alright, there we go. Got the map right. Okay, so it cut off during the description. Alright, I will go back and read the description again. Let me ready up. Just do a couple things here. I'm tabbing all over the place. Alright. The Battle of Saren Field. In the year 476, King Louis the Righteous led his army against a foe that was once his own kin. The Red Duke's undead hordes sowed wreck and ruin across his former lands, giving no quarter and using the dead to swell his army yet further. Louis took solace in a prophetess, yeah, I guess it was his date too, who advised him to face the vampire at Saren Field, where the armies of Bretonia could charge without obstruction and trample the Duke's undead hordes. So the map is Brionne, and this is going to be the Knights of Bretonia facing off against the undead hordes of Museion and the Red Duke. Oh wow. Did I pick the right map? Is this Brionne? It's like all snowy. This feels like the wrong map. Concede, and we will get the right map. I picked Brionne, didn't I? Did I misclick? Alright, hopefully they don't look at each other's armies here. Varg Camp? What the devil? That's not Brion. I could have sworn I picked it. There we go. Alright, we're waiting on Mango to come back. Mango! Come back, Mango! It's a bug? Ugh, really? Is it just gonna pick Varg Camp again? It's the Varg Camp. I've never run into the Varg Camp bug. That one's new on me. Mango, can you get back in the game, man? Does anybody know where Mango's at? You need to pick a different map. If you selected Brion and it went to Varg. Ah, bull crap. How about Castle Carcassonne? Does this work? Still think the funniest thing about Varg Camp bug is it's not even Varg Camp. Will end up being Varg Camp. Okay, so people are saying I did select Brion. Alright, well I picked Castle Carcassonne. I mean, would that be better, or should we pick like Bordelot? That doesn't look like the flattest of ground. That looks like the exact same map. It's just like a couple of rocks moved. Alright, we'll do Castle Carcassonne. Oh, it can happen with any. Try Brion again. People are saying, should I try Brion again, or do I pick a different one? Specific maps are bugged. Alright, hang on. L'Anguille. Does this one have plenty? Yeah, here. This one looks pretty good. We'll do this one. Alright, L'Anguille. Here we go. L'Anguille. How do you say that? Anguille? If it's French, me pronouncing it is pretty much an impossibility. I mean, if they just went with fields, we can do like multiplayer crossroads, but it's going to be boring. La Maisontal Abbey. No, that one. Yeah, we'll do Anguille. Anguille. All right, here we go. Oh boy. Let's see. Hopefully the readying actually works here. Just waiting on Green Star here. 2, 1. Load. Alright. I mean, there's some open ground on this map. It's not entirely open, but there's some open ground. What do y'all think? Who are you voting for? All the folks in the chat right now. Get down there and start voting. Who's going to win the matchup? Will the peasants of Bretonnia survive? Or will they not? Alright, let's see who people are voting for. Got Bretonnia. Peasants for days, peasants for the win. Well, there's a lot of faith in the peasants here. You guys have more faith in them than I do. I'm betting heavily on the vampires. They always win. Anybody do a good Sebulba impression? Now, if this was Warhammer 1 and Patch 1, definitely vampires. Unlimited healing, Spirit Leech for days. Unlimited summons. For real, folks. Patch 1 vampires. Watto, yeah, sorry. He was betting on Sybil, but my bad. I needed a Watto voice. My bad. They should remake that episode 1 racer game that I used to play on N64. That was too much fun. Any of you guys ever get like the secret thing where you unlock Darth Maul on his little thing in that? Or are you all not old enough to have played N64 games? Alright, let's check out the armies real quick. We got the Vampire Lord here from Usion. He is on a zombie dragon, and his army is Graveguard. Up front, a couple of skeleton spears, some crypt horrors, a Terrorgeist. That is a pretty insane aerial. Whew, yeah, they got some air power on both sides of this map. There are some dire wolves. The other vampire army here, Skelly Boys, skeleton spears, second line Blood Knights, and Vladdy the Daddy von Karstein, along with a Banshee. So he's cheating on Isabella right now. Everybody make sure and tell her. We want Vladdy to get in trouble. Whew. Some more Black Knights over here, and then more Blood Knights. There is a pretty serious cavalry contingent on the field for the vampires. There's also a Black Coach. So Vampire Uber is here. Vampire Uber. Let's head on over here and check out the armies of Bretonia. We have a King Lewin, not King Louis, but that's going to be a representation. So Regina has some Royal Pegasus Knights, some Hippogriff Knights, a Damsel Lore of Heavens, sporting some spells here that I can't always recognize. Curse of the Wind Blast, Harmonic Convergence, Midnight Wind. She's got a Power Stone and a Scroll. And let's see, Men-at-Arms, lots of Men-at-Arms. Got some Battle Pilgrims, an Albrecht de Bordelot back here, some Peasant Archers, one with fire arrows. There are some Foot Squires. A couple units of those. They're going to need those with the Graveguard being around. There are a Knights of the Lion-Hearted and a Questing Knight on this flank. It's the Dire Wolves way on this flank. Quite a few Peasant Bows. A Damsel Lure of Beast here, Transformation of Caden, Doomflock, and it looks like, is that Curse of Onrayer? It is. It does have an effect on speed and melee attack, so it's not all about accuracy, and it is a pretty good melee debuff, so not entirely wasted on the vampires. Not as much cavalry on the field here. A lot of aerial cavalry for Bretonia. Definitely a fair bit of aerial cavalry here. 2 Royal Pegasus Knights, Hippogriff Knights, 2 Hippogriffs with the Lords. So there is a pretty significant aerial brawl that can take place. And honestly, I kind of think that that brawl favors Bretonia. I mean, 2 Terrorgeist are tough, but I think Bretonia, and there's no missiles from the vampires. There's healing. The vampires could heal. Bretonia cannot in this particular case. Daddy has a Wind of Death on him, I think. Yep. There's a Wind of Death. Raise the Dead, Gaze in a Gash, Invocation. Let's see what the Vampire Lord is rocking over here. Another, wow, double Wind of Death. So there could be a lot of summons and up to 2 Wind of Death cast, depending on how much magic they want to spend. It would probably be an odd scenario, though, for Wind of Death to be useful here. So Bretonia is going to be a little bit spread out. Should we go to King Cam? Alright, we are in King Cam. We started with OG Nintendo. Oh man, I remember playing Legend of Zelda when I was a little kid. Obviously Mario. So many impossible games on Nintendo. Mario and Legend of Zelda were totally beatable, but so many games on Nintendo were completely impossible. King Cam should be for my eyes. That's what Reptile King says. Yeah, I mean, the Bretonian aerial cav here could get a good surround on. I mean, the only real nuisance units here, the Fellbats, if they can effectively break the charge of Bretonia's units. So see, like right here, the charge of those Pegasus Knights is kind of wasted on the bats. They should be able to get away, though. It's not like the Fellbats can really pin them in position. Oh, this Terrorgeist, though. No, they're going to kite it off. They're going to kite that one off. Not ready to engage yet. It's like Bretonia maybe trying to peel off some of the Fellbats first. Not a bad play by Bretonia, who should be... definitely needs to be patient here. Oh, getting sideswiped a little bit by the dragons. So King Lewin and his Hippogriff Knights are going to engage here. Oh, boy. So we're going to get a Sword of Couronne. Yikes, that's going to hurt the vampires a lot. However, there could be healing, so we got Undeath Resurgence, which is adding more melee defense. There is not a rear charge because the Fellbats are in the way. One of the Terrorgeists is in some pretty significant trouble here. Really not a lot of damage dealt back to Bretonia at the moment. Invocation, but that Sword of Couronne is effectively debuffing the vampires quite well at this point, quite well. The Fellbats are getting knocked out pretty quickly here, and if that second Pegasus Knight gets to join, the vampires could find themselves in a real pinch here. There's no place for their units to hit the ground. What is this? Oh, it's Albric! Putting a wave right through these vampire forces. So Albric's come to join the fight as well. So, I mean, the vampires are in some serious dog-do here. Without even touching the ground, they are stuck. The vampires apparently should have avoided this aerial fight like the plague, because they're going to lose both of their lords, or say both of them, one of their lords, and a significant aerial contingent immediately in this fight. They still do have a lot of Blood Knights, so they have some ways to control these, but this is big trouble. It is big trouble for the vampires. The Vampire Lord of Musion is gone, and last week Regina's Goon Squad did not work out, but her Goon Squad combined with Albric here is going to be brutally effective. And the Knights of Bretonia apparently don't just own the fields, they own the skies. It's honestly a fairly big risk for the vampires to go air power versus Bretonia. Bretonia does air power very, very well. They don't have dragons, but they can make up for it with the Royal Pegasus Knights and the anti-large bonus, and then the anti-armor of the Hippogriff Knights, and they hit hard on the charge. So, yeah, bad place for the vampires right now. And apparently people are saying that Regina is especially mad because she didn't get to represent Avalorn, and she may be taking it out on the vampires right now. So Bretonia should be in a good position to set up an attack now if they want. They have the range though, and they're sitting back patiently. They want the vampires to come to them, and quite frankly, the vampires have to. And the vampire cavalry better get spread out at this point and get ready, because it is going to be the only hope for saving the vampires at this point. But that is a major loss early, and this black coach better stick close to that cavalry. This thing's getting exposed right here. And if the Bretonian Goon Squad figures it out, it could be the end of the black coach in a very big hurry. It will get absolutely deleted by a charge of all these units, the Pegasus Knights, Albric. They do need to be careful not to get wrapped up in a zombie summon or the cavalry. Yeah, the black coach would get deleted very, very quickly. Now, Vlad will be a tough character. The aerial squad won't be particularly good against Vlad. They won't be able to do a great job of they dodged the trident there. It's a nice dodge by the vampires, not giving up yet. Nor should they. It is going to be very hard for Musion to keep his forces from crumbling because of the big morale hit they're going to take. I almost feel like the forces of Musion need to combine over here closer to the Banshee and to Vladdy to try and keep the leadership and keep their forces together. If they get spread out and get crumbled, what could happen is these flying units can now go pick off weak links, start to crumble vampire units one by one. There's a little bit of lag here. We're going to get the peasant archers opening up the fight. A lot of vampire cavalry and dire wolves here. Ooh, a Gaze and a Gash. Coming up there from Daddy von Karstein. Now this black coach is going to need to get some serious work done, but it's going to have to be seriously careful as well. I don't like the cavalry leaving Vlad exposed back here. I said he's not particularly weak because he can ragdoll, but he is weak if you just leave him alone. Okay, here comes the Banshee. I would not send the black coach that way. You really want your cavalry headed that way. We'll see how that one works out. Vampire infantry has engaged all the zombies and other units, and Bretonnia is in kind of a staggered formation here, so they're going to be going in waves and reinforcing, which I think is a pretty solid strategy here against the undead. Yeah, see, Vlad really didn't take much damage there. The cavalry did begin to react. But see up here where there's no leadership support, almost immediate crumbling of the units. And the vampires can't afford to lose chaff at this rate. They can't afford to lose it. See here, leadership gone for the skeleton warriors because of the quick hit from the feral manticore. The leadership of the vampire units is going to be struggling mightily. And if they are driven to an early crumbling, Bretonnia is going to win the Battle of Saren Field handily. See the Curse of the Midnight Wind there. We do have the Black Coach entering combat, and we have some battle pilgrims to meet it. They're obviously unafraid. Here comes Vlad looking to get into combat. Let's see what's caught back here. Looks like the Bretonnian flyers dropping in on the Black Knights and Blood Knights. Ooh, they could get surrounded. They're going to have a very difficult time pulling out of this fight. Oh, sorry. This is not the flying cavalry. This is the horse cavalry. My bad. So this is Questing Knights and Knights of the Lion-Hearted. My bad. So actually, this fight is probably bad for the vampires because if we get reinforced by the Pegasus Knights, I called that one wrong, folks. Yeah, if it gets reinforced by the Pegasus Knights, give the Questing Knights another charge back into combat. That one could be effective. Some vampire infantry free back here, but the frontline battle is going very, very poorly for the vampires. The couple of units of Graveguard they had will help hold the line, but yeah, there's a lot of peasants. They're spread out wide, and the leadership of the vampires is faltering in individual pockets. It's going to be hard for the vampires to pull anything together here. Their cavalry is getting shellacked now, too. Questing Knights and Knights of the Lion-Hearted, both going to be pretty effective. And then they're supported by the flying cavalry as well. There's King Lewin. So Bretonnia still leading heavily against the forces of the undead. The Banshee's going to take a charge here. None of these units... Oh yeah, the Heroic Pegasus Knights do have magic damage. The Banshee is going to get wrecked. I didn't remember that these guys had... Oh, look at that. She took one down with her. Yeah, that Banshee is not going to be in a good place here. See her dropping very, very rapidly. Very good call here by Regina, using the magic attack units against the ethereal leader of the vampires. That is another leader that is about to be off the battlefield that the vampires just can't afford. But look at this! Daddy von Karstein and his Crypt Horrors send Albrecht packing like a red-headed stepchild. Well, he kind of is for Bretonnia, right? It took him this long to get his trident. A special ability. Oh boy. Albrecht is sent home by the father of von Karsteins. There's a fair bit of routing going on back here for Bretonnia. The Questing Knights and Knights of the Lion-Hearted out of the fight. And there's still a little bit of vampire cavalry left back here. Some Blood Knights. These Blood Knights are going to get through. If they can take out... I mean, I know they want Albrecht, but they need to crush these archers real quick. That's a lot of ammo to leave around, so they need to get into those archers. However, there's Pegasus Knights headed back there, so the days of those Blood Knights are probably limited. No, they're attacking. One of them's attacking something here in this fight. Yeah, the other Pegasus Knight definitely going for those Blood Knights. And I don't imagine the Blood Knights are going to win that fight at this point. Vlad, being the tanky beast he is, really hasn't even suffered hardly any damage that he couldn't heal off. Let's see skeleton warriors here. I think the Von Karstein Lord could potentially be good because of the Blood Tempest. Yes. The Von Karstein Lord certainly could have been a very good pick in retrospect for the vampires here. Tempest being that Tempest being an aerial domination spell, basically. Can certainly be a good call, or at least a good insurance policy against Bretonnia. Check out these foot squires here. And they are led by a Grail Relique, so these units will be particularly difficult to break. At this point, the vampire army is all but not. There are a few Blood Knights there, but all that's left is Daddy. You guys can go ahead if you want to press F in chat to pay your respects to the father, Von Karstein. Daddy. Let you all see his heroic last stand here. The Battle of Saren Fields, that is going to be a decisive victory for the Bretonnians. I may not call it that, but it certainly was. I gotta plug in my headset real quick, folks. Where are we at? If I can find out where I put it. All right. So it appears the prophetess was correct. She told him to fight at Saren Field. GG alt. The prophetess was correct. Oh, I think I lost one of the replays. I missed the Battle of Anguish. If anybody saved the Battle of Anguish, can they please put it in the Discord replay channel, please? Battle of Saren Field. I need the Battle of Anguish if someone caught that one. So I'm going to go ahead and host the next one. So here we go. We're going to put it up. Airs Community. Password is 1. The next battle should be another good one here for us. This is going to be... oh boy, yeah. The last battle, I should say. This is the Battle of Blackfire Pass. More specifically, I believe the third battle of Blackfire Pass. So our players in this one are loading in. We've already got Taco and Ikit Claw on their team, and then we're gonna have Killer 2020, and I hosted it wrong. Hold on. I wonder if I can swap to a spectator. Can you swap to a spectator? Huh. Yeah, hold on. Gotta rehost it, folks. If you were in there, join back in. I gotta host as a spectator. There we go. Okay, the battle is up now. And the map for this one is Blackfire Pass, of course. So, do we know which side we need to do this right? Because one side has the hill. Which side do we put the teams on? Does anybody know how this one's oriented? We need the greenskins coming down the hill if it's supposed to be like this in campaign. I don't remember how they orient the map. Greenskins on the left side. Okay, so is it correct then, Warner? Good night, Reptile. Thanks for joining, man. You're amazing. Thanks for being here. Alright, they're saying it should be good to go. So yes, let's give you a little background of this battle. First, let me say thanks to OU Josh. Thanks for the 10. He says, always enjoy community nights. Well, I always enjoy the community, and you were part of that, OU Josh. Thank you very much. And also, by the way, Boomer Sooner, man. Less than a week now. Less than a week. We get the first game of the season. I'm super excited. So thanks, OU Josh. Thanks for being here. Definitely appreciate you being here for another community night. The third battle at Blackfire Pass. All right, we ready? Here we go. All right, it was the same year that Marius Leitdorf warned the Emperor when a new greenskin Wa poured out of the Blackfire Pass and threatened to overrun the province of Averland. He responded personally to this call and went to face the Horde before it was too late, culminating in what would become the third battle of Blackfire Pass. The Imperial army arrived just in time to block the entrance of Blackfire Pass from the onrushing hordes of greenskin warriors. So there we go, with a battle line of Imperial soldiers holding the enemy at bay, barrage of artillery rained down, so on and so forth. So this is going to be the Battle of Blackfire Pass. Hope you all are ready. I'm excited for this one. I loved playing this one in campaign. The Battle for Thundering Falls and Battle for Blackfire Pass were always like fun ones for me in the original Warhammer game. There were some good ones. All right, folks, who's going to win it? Start voting in chat. Is this going to be a Groby, is this going to be a Goblin Teeth Robin or a Groby Beatdown? Anthony says Dawi. Oh man, this map. This dwarf statue has seen better days, though. He looks like he's got like marks of chaos on him almost. This just looks like a crappy place to hike. I mean, look at this. It's like the dwarves built their structure here. It's like got a little lava problem there, you know. Might want to check into that. A little bit of a lava issue there. I want to get some new gutters or something. Bridge out, folks. Bridge out. It's seen better days. I love this. This is a cool looking map. This liquid gold. That's what it needs to be. It just needs to be cheese flowing over right into the shells. We got ourselves a shells and cheese commercial here. What's going on, Fenrir? Welcome. Pop Burnsy. What's the canon ending? Ooh, so I don't know. Let's look. The first few waves consisted of goblins and a handful of orcs, but the appearance of a berserking giant would soon threaten the Imperial line. Karl Franz, upon his griffin, personally fought the massive behemoth, but in the process, Deathclaw was injured and forced to retreat back to the command post. With his griffin returning to the comforts of Altdorf, the Emperor watched as the battle continued its course. Time and again, the Greenskins crashed against the disciplined ranks of the Imperial army like a wave upon a cliff. After many hours of fierce fighting, a clamor arose to the northeast as a wave of greenskin warriors riding upon massive boars appeared from nowhere and tore through the Imperial artillery, led by the warlord Vorbad Ironjaw. The greenskin cavalry smashed into the left flank of the Empire battle line. Entire regiments were caught while turning their formation to face the new threat and were easily routed and butchered. A few units broke ranks and fled. A short amount of time, the Empire lines were in tatters, with only the right flank conserving some sense of its former order. Upon the center of the battlefield, a small knot of determined greatswords stood alone in a sea of greenskins as they fought side by side with Marius Leitdorf. Warlord Vorbad drove his gigantic mount through the greatsword company, tossing them aside like dolls, made his way towards the Count himself. Marius came forward to meet the monster, dodging the charging beast. As he swung his rune fang in a deadly arc, the massive boar was disemboweled by the magic sword, and its rider fell to the ground. When the warlord rose to his feet, he smashed the Electro Count into submission within mere seconds. The warlord grabbed the Count by the throat in a powerful grip, and after a few seconds of struggle, the Count's strangled snarl was cut short by the chilling noise of bones snapping. Alright. Let me keep going here. FRCT, thanks for the 5, says, never played the game, but I really enjoy your hosted events. Well, we enjoy having you here. Thank you for the 5. Thank you for the support. Really appreciate you being here tonight. I hope you're enjoying it. I'm enjoying this a lot. Super excited for it. Alright, let's see. I'm like curious to read on this after that. Hang on, here we go. Desperate to hold the enemy back from ravaging the beautiful countryside of the Emperor led one final assault on the greenskin hordes. Upon his warhorse, the Emperor led the Reichsguard Knights in a massive cavalry charge that tore through the enemy ranks. As the Emperor faced the warlord Vorbad made a charge, Karl Franz dodged his assault and struck back with Gal Maraz. The hammer hit the orc in the shoulder, and the pain sent the orc warlord into a berserk fury, attacking Franz with a bestial ferocity. As the two fought on the battlefield, around them stood a silent as each army stopped to watch the two leaders fight it out. The Emperor was a magnificent warrior. Karl Franz could not overcome such a massive opponent. His strength was waning. Finally, the Emperor began to give ground and eventually fell to one knee. At that sight, a cry of pain came from the Empire troops. Tasting victory, the warlord savored the moment before he prepared to deliver a killing blow. Karl Franz was overwhelmed with pain, but in his heart wished to continue. For should he have fallen that day, the lands of the Empire would be ravaged by war, plundered by and his people murdered. Deep down in his heart, prayed for deliverance, for the strength to overcome his foe, just like Sigmar had done all those centuries ago. His silent prayer was sincere and not ignored. In that instant, a blinding aura shimmered around the Emperor's body as the hammer glowed with a fierce golden light. All of a sudden, his pain was gone, his muscles became filled with unearthly strength, and primal fighting spirit blossomed. As the Emperor rose to meet the huge orc once more, the warlord stopped in his tracks, as the Emperor's appearance had changed into a gigantic barbarian dressed in fur. The man shouted a loud cry that boomed amongst the mountains. Hang on, Umbragens? Whatever, I don't know what he said. At that sound, instincts of the warlord were overcome by memories inscribed in the soul of his race. Memory of mighty barbarians defeating the orcs. Anyway, so Karl Franz wins the battle. It's quite the story there. Ungram Ironfist says, I love this quest battle. Hellstorms in the campaign are just so good. Yeah, it's good stuff. Okay, this is the final battle for tonight. Let's take a look at the army setups. We got some light cavalry back here, a Doom Diver, a couple of rock lobbers, including the Hammer of Gork. Got some Night Goblins. We are led by Azag the Slaughterer for the Greenskins, and I would imagine that we've probably got probably Wurzag for the other army. Yep. Was it Wurzag? I can't see him in here. Yeah, Wurzag. He's riding with the boar, so Wurzag is kind of like the warlord here. We've got a Stank, Thorgrim Grudgebearer. There is the Skyhammer, and we do have the Emperor here being repped by Ikatclaw. We got some Knights of the Blazing Sun. Ooh, Empire Knights. Yeah, we got some forces here. We got some forces. Here's the Longbeard, so the Greenskins charging down the hill. Here comes the Skyhammer. It looks like it's shooting at the Arachnarok Queen right now, and Azag is making his way towards the Skyhammer. The steam tank has been firing away in the front lines, and it's about to be surrounded by Greenskins, but that's probably not their best play because they are just going to get flayed by these Iron Breakers who are going to be blasting the Greenskins to bits in a big blob over here. Woo! We got a fight going on here. So Azag on his Wyvern Skullmuncher is about to dive bomb in. Ooh, he wants... Wow, the Skyhammer went into melee. I don't know if it was maybe just trying to avoid things here, but it is actually going to die on the ground, and very, very quickly. So unfortunately for the dwarves, the Skyhammer quickly put out of commission, getting hammered. But the miners and the Iron Breakers put an unholy beating on the front lines of the Greenskin army. Over here, we're going to have the Effigy of the Git holding these Altdorf Griffites at bay. I mean, a pretty clever play for the moment. Savage Orc Boy Biggins, led by Wurzag using Here We Go, and they are causing a fair bit of damage, but they are outmatched here. They're going to need some reinforcement. There is some Squig Herd headed this way. There's some Forest Goblin Spider Riders, but these Royal Altdorf Griffites could get in here and give Wurzag a world of hurt. Looks like the Emperor is going after Azag. So a ferocious frontline battle here between the Greenskin hordes. And then we've got Karl Franz and Galmaraz. And if he has Galmaraz and the Reichland Runefang, it could be the end of Azag in a big hurry. Karl Franz can put an unreal beating onto an enemy. The Dwarven artillery is being assaulted by spider hatchlings. That's a nice play by the Arachnarok Queen. There are some dwarf warriors nearby to assist, and right now we've got a fairly balanced bar here. Wurzag is still fighting over here against the Knights of the Blazing Sun, and quite frankly, he is doing very well, all things considered. Azag did get away from the Emperor, and he Spirit Leeches Karl Franz. There is a Jade Wizard, but the front lines of the Empire and Dwarves here are getting a little bit shaky under the assault of the Greenskin hordes. Though I would imagine the Iron Breakers are going to be a pretty tough one to crack because there weren't any Black Orcs present for the Greenskins. Thorgrim, of course, should be imparting some potential attack buffs and stuff here. This cannon's still alive, getting some shots on the Arachnarok Queen. Let's see how the cavalry fight's going. This unit of Knights of the Blazing Sun going down. These Alt-Dwarf Griffites definitely needed over here. It looks like the Empire Knights are going to try and get into these spiders. Should be a good play. Oh, Azag's on the ground, and he is in a pretty weak position. I'm surprised that Karl didn't go for him. Karl's being peppered by artillery from the back, and it actually got some really nice hits, and now the Spider Riders are after him, and another Spirit Leech. And he's wasting Galmaraz and Runefang. He's not attacking Azag. Oh boy, this is bad for Karl. Karl's in a bad spot here. He's been forgotten by the player, and he is paying a huge price. The Emperor! Oh, a Doom Diver hit. It was a direct hit by the Doom Diver. I have not seen any healing from the Jade Wizard yet, and if the Emperor falls, can they hold out? The Emperor is routing. Much like in the story we read, Deathclaw was injured, and the lines of the Empire and the Dwarves are starting to be completely overrun. The spiders behind them. We have a purple sun back here. Woo! The Emperor is gone. Thorgrim is the last remaining leader here on the battlefield, and the Royal Altdorf Griffites held down yet again by Wurzag. But Wurzag's cavalry has mostly given way at this point, but there is a fairly overwhelming force of greenskins still in the battlefield. Unless they can kill Wurzag or Azag and start to turn back the leadership balance, I don't know how this battle will be survived. The Empire is almost gone from this battle here. The Empire is almost gone. The campaign with Mrs. Air should be starting soon. I'm building a second computer. It's an MSI project that'll be releasing in early September, and we will use that computer along with this one that I'm recording on now to do the co-op campaign. She's pretty excited about it. Hope you all are too. Yeah, I don't think that the dwarves can turn this one around. Spider hatchlings. Look at all the archers here. We got Night Gobbo archers supported by the Rusty Airs, so Thorgrim's armor won't save him here. It's a tough unit, but his armor is definitely not going to save him, and the balance of power is very quickly turning against them. Well, looks like the Empire is getting pillaged tonight, boys. Put your family in a safe place. Go ahead and pull out your own teeth, because the Greenskins ran right through that one. Ran right on through. Killer 2020 and Uncle Gant. Well played. Same thing to Flying Taco and Icket Claw. With Karl Franz, I was shocked how well, like those rock lobbers and the I can imagine the Doom Diver hitting him because they're kind of like an aim or like a tracking projectile. But those rock lobbers were hitting him too. And then combine that with the Spider Riders and the Spirit Leech, and Karl was losing hit points in a hurry. If he would have stayed on the ground with that Runefang and Galmaraz, that would have been a completely different story. Azag would have been dead in seconds if Karl would have gotten down there on the ground with that stuff. So that battle turned right there on that moment, in my mind. If Azag dies there, the leadership hit to the Greenskins would have been pretty bad. Or if he would have died a little bit earlier. I don't know if you all remember it, but I played a battle not too long ago with other folks from the community, and when we played, I had Karl with the Galmaraz and the Reichland Runefang, and do you all remember how fast he just ate through a dragon? Like, just completely wrecked a dragon. Karl is a beast when he gets that stuff going. He is an absolute beast. So you don't want to underestimate him, like, because I mean, initially when dragons and stuff first came out, people would be like, "Oh yeah, it's a dragon. You can't win that fight." But with the right abilities, Carl can certainly take down a dragon. So let's. I'm gonna save that replay. So this is gonna be the Battle of Blackfire. Folks, thank you for the suggestions tonight for Community Night. I really thought this one was a lot of fun. I liked doing the themed battles. Guess what? We got another Community Night coming up next week. So make sure you join the Discord. Get in that Discord. Go give me some suggestions for what you want to see next week. We look at those suggestions. Special thanks to Warner and also for Wicked for helping out here tonight. Definitely appreciate their help in getting this set up. Thank you to all the players who participated. We had 16 different players playing 4 battles for us. And again, be ready for next Community Night every Tuesday at the same time. We will do it. As far as the 250K celebration, no, I have not forgotten it. I do need to put it on the calendar. Keep an eye out for it. I'm going to put it on the calendar this week. I'll make a big announcement video. It's going to be off in September so that everybody has plenty of time to plan. And I've got plenty of time to take a day off work to do the celebration day with you all, okay? So hang tight. It is coming. I have not forgotten you, and I'm just trying to get all the prizes and other stuff set up. Is just busy because I have to take care of work all at the same time. But yeah, big celebration coming your way too. So thank you everybody for being here. Thanks for the awesome battles. Can't wait to see you next Tuesday, Community Night. If there's one thing better than Taco Tuesday, folks, it's Air's Community Night. Or Air's Community Night with tacos. Can't wait to see you all there. Next week, folks. See you then.